Jeff, Arizona Hot Homestead, back at ya. So I promised you earlier that I would give you some rock video, and here's some rock. Alright, so we're done. Now basically I had more cinders brought in. What I did was after all that rain we've received, and like I said in my other videos, stuck in the mud and the road condition, update on the road and stuff like that, what I did was I had a couple more layers of cinders brought in here, and I had them brought all the way up in this area here. This whole area here, originally I only had one layer on and it was getting thin, and now I've got another good thick layer on. What I also did was this area here had no rock. I had another truckload of rock put in here. This is all one truckload, and this is the larger rock. This is the rock that got put out there on that road, which handles sinking in the mud better. The reason why I had this type put here is because my sister's gonna put a trailer here, my uncle can put his trailer here, my dad can put his trailer here, things like that. So this is kind of a nice place for people just to put their trailer and not have to worry about being sinking in the mud and things like that. So I also had it extended out to there where my truck is currently. Used to not be cinders, and that's on the side of the metal shed I built, that garden shed. So I put some back in here and just had it go back, and it just stops right back here. Then what I also did, and of course when he goes to dump it, it's tough because he's got this big old truck and he's trying to lay it as perfect as possible. In a large truck you're kind of limited on what you can do. So let's take a look at what he did over here. Over here, my poop house, as you all know. I had just a trail going to the poop house of cinders that I just wheelbarrowed in, but now I've got two lanes of the truck droppings, if you will. Both of these lanes go all the way down through here, clear out to there, way down there. Then I had him drop just a truckload right there, and then what I also had him do, and he didn't do a very good job here, but that's all right. Don't expect them to be perfect, but it's a lot less work for me now. On this side of the garden shed, I had him put some more here. I'm going to, like right here, I need to fill in this area. He missed that area. I'm going to fill in that area. There's some grass area right in there I'm going to fill in. There's even in front of the garden shed, I'm going to fill in with gravel, with the cinders. I call cinders gravel. All of this here is going to be all cinders. That's going to be all cleaned up. That's mainly just rock and the shavings from my tin. Find a better way to do that. But anyhow, this is all going to eventually be cinders. So I'm going to do that on my own. And then we'll just tidy this stuff up here. Why did I have all these cinders? Here's why. Over this rains that we've gotten, and I don't know exactly how much it was, but it was a lot of rain. I don't know if you can tell, but this terrain up in this area here is higher than this area over here. So all the water flows this way. Normally that wouldn't be a problem, but when the ground is already totally saturated and you get a couple more inches of rain, it's got no place to go. So I was noticing water literally was flowing. It was running towards not only my trailer, but also across my driveway and out into the other field. Once it stopped raining, it stayed incredibly muddy for a good 4 days afterwards. And being as muddy as it is, you know, I don't want to sit here and go do a small project on the mud and then have to go in the trailer later on, and what a mess. By doing this, I walk on this gravel or walk on the cinders. There's no mud. This is going to make my life so much easier, because now I can do little projects without having to worry about mud right after the rain. In fact, I could even probably do projects in the rain because there will be no mud. I'll just have these cinders to deal with. And what I've noticed already in where the trailer is, the way that the cinder sat there, there's no cover, and yet those cinders, you could easily walk on those cinders with no problem. You can't really tell because grass has grown up through the cinders, but this area right here is all cinders, and yet I was able to walk on this with no problem. Didn't sink in the mud, water didn't pool up in it, it soaked through. it worked out just fine. So that kind of led me to believe, let's just do more cinders, and that way I don't have to deal with as much mud. We got some cinders, and I got more cinders than I know what to do with, I hope. So anyhow, I just wanted to show you my rock. Now I gotta put that wheelbarrow to work and spread some of this in the right areas and thin out some. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a pile right there where you overlapped it too much. And find a place to put all the cinders now, the extra. I've got an extra pile in case I need to put some somewhere. Now I don't have to wheelbarrow this whole section. Yay. Just wanted to show off my rock. On your homestead, something to think about in the rain, how the water's flowing, your drainage and stuff. That's kind of a project that I'm going to be working on here in the next couple of years, is where exactly now is water going to flow. Now I got these cinders, where is it going to pull up? And I can make water wells, like for an example, I can make a water well for this tree here, so that it could capture any water, but where does the runoff go? So I got a plan on some of that still. I don't know, that's going to be like a ongoing project, because I got other things I also want to do. And the rain really wasn't that bad. I could deal with the mud. It just was frustrating because I just couldn't do anything, or I felt like I couldn't do anything. Now I just feel a little better. If anything, the rock is a feel-good thing. But yeah, if you're on your homestead, think about that. Think about how the water flows when it rains a lot. Think about when it's muddy and you're walking around in it. If you're walking to your outhouse or your poop house, you got to make sure you're not walking in mud. And if water's flowing over your little walkway, is it going to tear it apart? You got to repair it. Think about things like that, and spending a couple bucks on some extra rock may actually make a big difference. So, because this mud kicking up on the bottom of your shoe is just not fun. It does sticks, it doesn't come off, and it's so annoying. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. And I know there wasn't much to this video because all I did was show you rock. I guess you could say we're having a rocking good time on the homestead, huh? Jeff Arizona Hot Homestead. If I don't see you there, I'll see you rocking on the homestead.